And here's our Hyperbaric medicine update for the month of March 2025. We have a wide variety of articles to cover this time, so we're just going to kind of fly through and try to link them together. But one of the first is a study looking at the impact of hyperbaric oxygen therapy in gliomas. Now, when a person has a tumor, it has to be cut out. Once it's cut out, you have a lot of reactionary edema at the tumor bed that will compromise the healthy tissue in the neighboring areas that can manifest as deficits. So when you use hyperbaric oxygen therapy, it clears all that out. The person can go back to being what they want to be, albeit with the damaged area removed as soon as possible. Since we began almost 11 years ago, we've seen this over and over again. This works very, very well. The next thing is its role in traumatic brain injury. So we've seen that even with acute cases, we have a retrospective study by Hajek that shows that the 12 kids he's looked at do improve much faster than those who don't get it. But even in the chronic phase, we find that people who get this, they've survived a brain injury, they've come back to being who they are, they have less depression, less PTSD, and overall better quality of life if they've received hyperbaric oxygen therapy than if they haven't. The next thing is hyperbaric oxygen therapy and a cytokine storm in COVID. So essentially, when we have these kind of full multi-system reactions, especially in something like COVID, there's cytokines put into circulation. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy brings that down such that a person can improve faster and do better in the long run. Along those lines with acute conditions, we have yet another study showing us that hyperbaric oxygen therapy with steroids helps in acute sensorineural hearing loss. This is usually in the first week, not later. The next is if you combine this with PRP, platelet-rich plasma, it can improve bone healing. The next is when you have bone diseases, hyperbaric oxygen therapy will activate bone healing pathways faster by activating the signaling pathways that regulate this. So again, it's very useful in these kind of bone conditions. To the extent over and over again people just keep arguing, does hyperbaric work in a diabetic ulcer? So here's another study looking at it, and basically it's saying glycemic control and ulcer severity really determine how well a person does with hyperbaric, and we know this. We've known this from the beginning, that the sooner a person with a diabetic ulcer gets into the chamber, the faster they're going to heal. The less they'll need surgeries, the better they're going to do, where they don't need further amputations because they're going to do better in the long run compared to someone who just gets conventional management. Again, our surgeons tend to hang on to the patient as long as possible and give them at the worst possible stage and complain that nothing's happened. But reality won't change. The last is HBOT getting into the domains of aesthetic surgery. People who get this get a faster and better outcome than those who don't get it after having their cosmetic surgeries done. So that is hyperbaric for this month.